Yes, I'm late to this situation, but in my defense, I wanted for more stuff to come out just so I could get the full story. I was waiting for Wilbur to respond. We got the response from his ex-girlfriend, and I was like, well, we're gonna get anything from Wilbur? Is he gonna say something? Because he did put out a statement, and it was complete trash. But I don't want to jump ahead of myself, right? We're gonna talk about everything here, and in case you guys have no idea who this guy is, I'm not really into Minecraft content, so I did a little bit of research, and it turns out he's part of the Minecraft SMP, which included Technoblade, RIP, Dream, tommyinnit, and a whole bunch of other people that I don't really care for. Essentially, this is yet again another Minecraft YouTuber with abuse allegations. Now, this guy's huge. He has over 6 million subscribers on YouTube, millions upon millions of views, and this guy's being accused of very serious stuff, so much so that in less than a week, he's lost over 150,000 subscribers. And in case you guys don't know who this is someone who goes by Shelby, and she is a Twitch streamer and a YouTuber. She's close to 1 million subscribers. I want to show you what he's been accused of, right? These are allegations for now.
When I hear about physical abuse, I think of hitting. I think of hitting and punching. So I thought that this wasn't violent enough to be abuse. I thought that it was just like a constant accident that he kept hurting me. But he's not hitting me. And it didn't start as something that he did to hurt me. He had this habit of biting, which is so weird to me now, but he said that he had had this habit since he was a kid, and even his mom said that that was true. And he said it was just affectionate, and that might have been, I think that might have been true maybe at the start, but I also feel that I have good reason to believe that every part of it was a lie.
I'm not laughing at her. I'm laughing at the fact and the image of a 27-year-old man biting someone and him not getting the hint to stop. As of right now, I'm fairly neutral, but it does get pretty bad, and I don't blame people for just believing her, because Wilbur is an idiot when it comes to presenting more evidence to defending himself. And I'm not against biting at all. That's awesome. More power to you. Like, how do you not get the hint? And as the video goes on, it just gets worse for him. It just makes him look like such a weirdo. Here's the thing, right? Consent is everything, and something that should be pretty standard for everyone. If you're not too sure about it, ask. That could legitimately save your life, your reputation, whatever. Always ask for consent if you're not sure. It's like a destroy the moment. If anything, it's going to save you. Always ask for consent. That goes for both women and men. Something about a grown-ass man having biting mommy issues who also happen to make Minecraft content, you cannot write that even if you wanted to, honestly. I know that everyone says all Minecraft YouTubers are either pedophiles or horrible people, and Wilbur is not helping those allegations. New day, new Minecraft YouTuber exposed.
I had no problem with just biting. That isn't even the most uncommon thing. But he did mention something early that I should have taken as a red flag. And he wanted to make sure that I was okay with him biting me, because he didn't want me to come back later and say that he abused me, which I thought was really weird considering he had never hurt me before. And so why would I call it abuse? And why was he thinking about that? And I thought he was being sweet, checking on me to make sure that I was still comfortable. But of course I was, because he hadn't hurt me. And why would I think he ever would?
Now, so far so good, right? Always ask the person, yo, if I do this, are you okay with it? How far is your pain tolerance? Do you like that? Do you don't? You're not a fan? You are? Like, always ask, especially when it comes to biting, being a gentleman, being like, yo, are you okay with this? Is this something you're into? And if it's not, I completely understand, but I just want to put it out there. This is something that everyone should do. I think that's the number one rule. Hey, are you okay with this? Are you fine with this? And that's important for everyone, but it's even more important if you're a public figure with over 6 million subscribers, because one video like this, one allegation could destroy everything you've built. So you gotta be careful when you meet other people. I think that should be obvious. And like I said, so far so good. But this is about the time where everything just falls apart, and I'm like, yeah, I can't defend Wilbur.
And I don't specifically remember the actual first time that he bit me too hard by accident, because I didn't think that it would be significant. I thought that it would only happen once. And he started biting me more and more over a period of time, sort of throughout the whole relationship. And accidents of him biting too hard and really hurting me happened more and more frequently.
So here's the thing. If it happens once, hey, accidents happen, right? I went a bit too far. I bit you more than I should have or that I normally do. I'm sorry. Accidents happen, right? Not just in biting, but in other situations when you get down to business. If you continue to do it over and over and over again, it's like at that point, is it an accident or are you doing it on purpose? If I was hurt, I will be extremely pissed off because I gave you one chance, and hell, if I'm nice and I'm feeling good that day, I might be like, okay, 2 times. It happens. But when it happens for weeks, if not months, that's when you gotta talk to them and be like, yo, what the fuck is your problem? What is wrong with you? What are we doing here? If that was a situation and that's the truth, I don't know how anyone could claim Wilbur is innocent because he's hot. A Minecraft YouTuber being a weirdo, who would have seen that coming? I'm seconds away from falling off my chair because who would have seen that coming? A Minecraft YouTuber almost 30 years old and is a weirdo. Shocking.
But he always seemed genuinely sorry. And he decided that he didn't want to keep accidentally hurting me. So we were going to use a safe word. So he could learn where my limit was, where my pain tolerance ended. And saying that out loud now doesn't sound like that's not very sound logic. But at the time, I thought he cared about not hurting me. But in reality, it's like, why are you biting so hard? And why do you have to bite so hard? And it shouldn't be that hard of a problem to stop. That shouldn't be that hard.
You know what? I'm trying to put myself in Will's shoes. And it's like, if my girl tells me, if I had a girlfriend, because we all know that commentary YouTubers are single and they're never going to find love. But let's pretend I had a girlfriend and we had this situation and then we come up with the safe word trying to solve the issues that have been constant and I ignore it allegedly. Yeah, you're a pretty shitty person if this turns out to be true, dude. Dude, what the fuck? At that point, you don't care about how they feel, both emotionally and physically. Now, I'm not saying that I don't believe her because it's like, what does she have to gain from this? She's already successful. But the main criticism that I've seen of her on Twitter, it's like, show us pictures, show us text, show us more proof, right? And I think if she would have shown more proof, it would have driven the point home even further. I'm not saying it doesn't right now, but it's a way to silence the people who are opposed to this. I think that will make your case stronger if you were able to find pictures of the biting or conversations, or you can bring people. I think that will help her a lot.
He disguised it as this really quirky part of our relationship and was so comfortable sharing it with his friends to the point that he would do it in front of them. He thought it was this really funny story to tell and a good bit to take my arm and bite me in front of everybody until I literally shout in pain.
Yeah, boys, you guys want to see something funny? Let me bite my girlfriend's arm as hard as I can. I'm 27 years old. I turned 28 this year. Let's hear her cry. That's so base and epic. If this turns out to be true, there should be a petition to everyone should collectively go and find Wilbur and bite him. It's just so weird. Like, why? It's embarrassing. Jesus. Now I want to bite him. I don't know. I just can't imagine being with my friends and grabbing my girlfriend's arm and biting her as hard as I can to the point where she's screaming out of pain. And then it's one big joke. It's like, haha, yeah, look, my girlfriend's in pain. Isn't that fucking funny? No, not really. It's fucking weird.
And then I have to laugh it off because I'm so embarrassed and I don't want to cause a scene in front of all of our friends. And I'm sure everyone was a little bit uncomfortable. But as long as I was saying that it was fine, nobody really felt like they needed to be concerned. And that's not anybody's fault because I was lying. I was lying and it wasn't fine because I would go home later and I'd tell him how uncomfortable I was, how much I didn't like being hurt all the time. And I needed him to really stop biting so hard. I didn't like it. And I tried telling him over and over again because he asked him to stop again. This time he said, this is who he is. He isn't going to change.
Now, if that is true, I feel so bad for her. Not only are you in pain and pretending you're fine, it's all good, guys. Like, we're all friends here. You're also causing her mental and physical pain. And once again, embarrassing her in front of her friends or your friends. Does it really matter? And it makes me question, has he bit other women this hard before? Maybe girlfriends that aren't famous like her? I mean, I just can't imagine having millions and millions of subscribers, being rich, being successful, and being a fucking loser. Is it really that hard to be a normal person? If Minecraft YouTubers are not grooming minors, they're biting other people.
Now at this point, weaponized the safe word and was using it to ensure that I was hurt and on a constant basis. And he wasn't sorry anymore. I couldn't even tell you the last time he had apologized for doing it anymore, because now sometimes he would bite me and I would yell out the safe word because it hurt so bad, and he'd clamp down even harder. And just for a second, just for good measure, before letting go. And sometimes I'd say the safe word and he'd grind his teeth down on my skin. And sometimes he'd smile after, like a gloating grin. And during this time, I was filled with so much anxiety all the time that I was constantly nauseous, gagging daily, on occasion throwing up because of the pit that was in my stomach. I never told him about that, though. I was going and running away quietly to throw up in the toilet and rejoin our group of friends.
You know, it's called a safe word for a reason. If you take it too far or it starts hurting, that's when you use a fucking safe word. And if he was really ignoring it and just going off script and going crazy, yeah, dude, you're kind of a piece of shit. You're kind of a fucking freak and a weirdo and a degenerate. Something is always wrong with Minecraft YouTubers. I don't know what it is about it, but there's something that makes him tick. I don't know. Is it the money? Is it the fame? Is it the fact that now you got millions and millions of 10-year-old fans that you feel all high and mighty? What is it about Minecraft YouTubers that makes him act like this? If they're constantly telling you to stop, and they've told you multiple times to stop, and on top of that, you're not even caring about the safe word, yeah, dude, you're an abuser. Like, let's just call it what it is. It's pretty fucked up. Now let's get into what everyone's waiting for, his response. And he says, in the past week, a series of allegations have been made over my conduct from an ex-girlfriend. I want to emphasize that although I feel it's fair to offer my perspective, this person's feelings are completely valid. So he's not even trying to disprove this. If allegations like that came towards me, I would have screenshots ready to go. Like, nah, she's lying. Or wait, she's not telling the full story. Here's my side of the story, because there's always two sides to a story. I hope everyone knows that. But when you come up with a whack response like this, it doesn't make you look any better. It makes you look guilty. And if you're sitting on evidence, drop it. Like, you're already being called out by her. Respond. Show us proof. Show us that you're innocent. That's what I would do. And I think any content creator would do the same. Like, if I was accused of biting someone way too hard, I would show evidence. I would be like, nah, bitch, you're wrong. And, here's why. You could defend yourself, right? You don't have to just blindly take the L. You could show receipts, you can show proof, screenshots, whatever. I don't understand why you wouldn't show it to try to defend yourself. I have taken my time sharing this statement as I wanted to process and respond respectfully and with the hope to gain a deeper understanding for the situation. And I've since went to therapy to address these behaviors. Good for you. That's great. He's just taking the L automatically. He's not even gonna try to respond. Is he scared that something else is gonna drop if he, responds and says, nah, that bitch is lying and here's why? And then he did other stuff. Like, right now you're losing thousands, not even thousands, hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I don't know, dude. Like, at this point you have nothing to lose. So it just makes you look guilty, and it looks like you actually did everything she's claiming. Then he says, allegation of abuse in the deep of biting deeply shocked me. Throughout our relationship, I understood from our numerous conversations on the subject that this behavior was consensual, playful, and enjoyed. Show us. Why aren't you showing us this DMs to prove that she's lying or she's exaggerating? I'm not saying she is. If I was in his situation and I was being accused of some very serious stuff, and I know that I'm not guilty, I'm responding. All bets are off. You went out of your way to expose me. Now I'm gonna respond, right? That's what you do. You're not even trying, dude. What the fuck is this? It makes you look like you threw in the towel and you're like, yeah, she's right. I don't know. Is this guy retarded? What's wrong with him? I truly believe those personal messages reflect mutual affection and understanding. Out of respect for her, I choose not to publish them. Brother, what? And I emphasize my perspective is not sharing to diminish or invalidate anyone's feelings. By this logic, he did it. He's guilty. Like, if an ex-girlfriend of mine came out and said, fucking Oscar, loves peeing on me, he's R. Kelly 2.0, I'd be like, nah, bitch, you enjoyed being peed on, and here's a message, right? If that was the case, I don't enjoy peeing on anyone's face or head, for the record. Just want to put it out there. It's like, hold on, let me show what I got. Let me show the DMs that you consensually enjoyed being peed on. I don't know. But if I respond with, I have screenshots, but I'm not going to show them It just makes me look guilty. I mean, this got 60,000 likes, 20,000 comments, and almost 40,000 retweets. And the girlfriend did respond. She did say, "Thank you for listening." And she put out this statement. And she says, "Firstly, I want to say the biggest thank you to everyone showing their support. I have never felt so loved and cared for." And she does respond to the apology. She says, "I'd like to address the apology. Quite frankly, I've never seen an apology so self-centered. It seems to purposely misconstrue the issue I very clearly laid out. My issue was not being bit. It was being hurt. Not only are there no DMs whatsoever where it's expressed that I enjoy being hurt by my partner, to imply there was consent in text over an issue that entirely happened in person. He knows how often I asked him to stop hurting me, that I didn't like it, and that I didn't like being covered in bruises all the time." So I think the reason why he's not releasing the DMs is because, if we believe her, there were none, and he's just making this up. So at this point, the only way to save his music career, his YouTube channel, is if he makes a video showing proof that she did enjoy, biting to that point. When you think about it logically, it doesn't make any sense. Why would you say, "I have texts where she consents, but I'm not going to show them"? And I think the reason might be because he doesn't have them. And if he does have them, why not show them? Then he says he switched to biting her legs so no one would think I looked abused. There's no excuse for it. So that's pretty much where it ends. I wanted to wait for her reaction as well to everything. Like, it's not looking too good for him. Wilbur is not doing himself any favors. If you have proof, show us. But he's not doing that. So by default, he just looks like an idiot who, yes, is abused her and then moved on from biting her arms to her feet, which is so fucking weird. What do you guys think of the situation? Let me know in the comments below. And I feel weird asking people to subscribe and like after a fucking 27-year-old man bites someone's feet. I don't know. Subscribe. I make content all the time. But anyways, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.